Hi.
Okay, welcome back. All right. All right, so we should be doing question 5. So over here, it says use the concept of similar triangles. So can you still remember what's the concept of similar triangles?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so what's the concept of similar triangle?
That they have this kind, they have the how do I say it? They are the same but just like 1:4 ratio.
Okay, good. I think yeah, let me just further elaborate, okay, from your answer. Okay, I think you somehow you get the idea, all right, but it's hard for you to verbalize it out. So the concept of similar triangle, right, is this. All right, so we have two triangles, so triangle 1, triangle 2. Okay, and if I say triangle 1 is similar to triangle 2, so what are the properties of these two triangles? Okay, number 1, the length ratio. The length ratio is the same. I'm going to explain to you what's the meaning of length ratio is the same. Number 2, all angles are equal. Oh, okay. Probably I should not say all angles are equal. I should say corresponding angles are equal. Okay. What do I mean by that? So if you talk about this angle, let me call this angle A, triangle ABC. So let me call this triangle DEF. Okay, so if they have these two properties, number 1, length ratio is the same, corresponding angles are equal. So I'm going to elaborate on the second concept first. So the second concept here is this. Corresponding angles are the same. Corresponding angles are equal. So if you look at these two triangles, so angle A is equal to angle B. Why? Because these two, they are corresponding. Okay. Then similarly, angle B is equal to angle E. And then, of course, the last one, angle C is equal to angle F. So this is the meaning of corresponding angles are equal. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Then I have finished the second concept. So the first concept, length ratio is the same. So what is the meaning of length ratio is the same? This means if AC is 1 cm and DF is 2 cm, okay, so the length ratio between these two is, so this is corresponding angle. I'm going to like elaborate length ratio. is the same. So if these two, they are similar, so AC over DF, AC over DF, the length ratio is half, right? 1/2, right? So it's half. So this means if I tell you AC is 2 cm, if I tell you AC is 2 cm, so what do you think the length of EF?
EF. If it's 1, 2, then it's 4 cm.
Yes. So BC over EF. So since BC is 2, so the length ratio is the same, right? So it has to be half. So how do you get EF? So to be half, so EF has to be 4 because the ratio is half, right? So 1 to 2 is times 2. So your 2 must also times 2 to get 4. So I make use of the length ratio is the same. So similarly, if I say this AB is 1.5, okay, if AB is 1.5, so the length ratio is half, right? It has to be the same. So AB is half. So my DE will be, so this 1 to 1.5 is times 1.5. So 2 times 1.5 will be 3. So my DE will be 3 cm. So that's the meaning of the ratio has to be the same. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So if two triangles are similar, so they will have these two properties which you can make use of. All right, then let's see how we can make use of these two properties to solve this question. All right, so a man standing at a distance 2.5 away from a lamppost or lamppost, so this and this, with a height 6, so this is 6 meters. So the length of the man's shadow is 1. Okay, so over here. Okay, good. So which are the two? Okay, so since they say using the concept of similar triangle, you have to find out which two similar triangles we are talking about here. Can you identify the two similar triangles here?
There's two similar triangles.
Mm.
The big one, BCA and BED.
Okay, you are saying BCA, right? Or BCA.
Yeah.
Okay, BCA, correct. BCA is the big one. Very good. So I'm going to just extract it out. I will show you why I need to extract it out. Okay, so you need to take the BCA. So yeah, take the BCA out. Okay, BCA out. And then the small one will be?
The small will be BED. BED.
Where is BED? Okay, that is also one of them. Okay. You're talking about this one, yes. Do you think there is another smaller one besides this? Yeah, this is also the one, but do you think is there another one?
DA.
DA, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You're talking about this one, right? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. So now, so let's make use of these 3. Or maybe we don't need to use 3 of them. Maybe we just need to use 2 of them. So let's see. Find the man's height. So you need to find his height. Right? Find height. So let me label the length. Okay. So this is from here to here is this is 1.07. This is 2.5. You already get it, which is 3.57. 2.5 m. 57 m. And the height is 6 m. Okay. Then if I need to figure out this, so what is this height? Don't know, right? Don't know, right? Because not labeled, but I know it's this height is definitely smaller than 6. Okay, and then I know this, but I know this one, right? which is 2.5. Can you see? It's 2.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is 2.5. Okay, good. So the two properties, one of them, the length ratio has to be same. With the length ratio, I can find out the question mark here already. How? This is 3.57. This is 2.5. So the length ratio is 2.5 over 3.57. So 2.5 meter is here. So the question mark is on top. So 3.57 is this. So 6 has to be below. So what is question mark here? That is this. Does it make sense? So what you need to do, you just need to tell me what is the factor. So 3.57 times what give you 6? Can you help me out? 3.57 times what give you 6? Mixed number. Let me see if I have a calculator here. What's the mixed number?
1.5.
So nice. So it's a nice number, 1.4. So just give me a mixed number.
1.7.
So no, give me a mixed number. I don't want decimal number. I want the exact one.
181 over 119.
1 and 1.
No, 1 is the beside one.
1 is the beside one, yes.
And 81.
81 over
119.
119. Good. Okay. How do you read this one? This is called 1 and 81 over 119. That's how you read this mixed number. Okay. So the factor is 1 and 81 over 119. So you do the same thing. So if you times 1 and 81 over 119, then you do the same thing for 2.5. So you times 1 and 81 over 119. So what's the question mark? 2.5 times 1 and 81 over 119. So what's the question mark?
The question mark is, give me a second.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Give me a mixed number.
No. Okay. Three side 57 over 100.
Very good. So the question mark is 3 and 57 over 100.
No.
Huh? No. Okay, then what?
Oh, no. Not you, my cat.
Then what is the answer?
It's just now the answer I gave you.
What's that? 3 and 57 over 100?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to depend on you because I have no calculator here.
Wait, it's 6 divided by 6 times. Okay, never mind. First divide.
No, hold on.
Sorry.
No problem. Hold on. So like I say, how do you get from 3.57 to 6, right? You have to times a factor of 1 and 81 over 119, right? Can you see here?
Yeah.
Then that means how do you get question mark here? Then you need to take the 2.5 times 1 and 81 over 119. So what is the question mark? So what question mark is equal to 2.5 times 1 and 81 over 119. So what is question mark?
4 side 24 out of 119.
Okay, good. 4 and 24 over 119. So the question mark is 4 and 24 over 119. So your question mark is 4 and 24 over 119. Okay, I leave it as it is first because it's not the final answer, so I don't want to round any answer first. Then now let's make use of this. I know that this is 1.07, right? Then now you can make use of this height already, right? So find the man's height. Actually, you don't have to find out. You don't have to find out this length also, because it means you don't have to find out this. It means this is not needed. This is not needed. But anyway, I'm just telling you, you can make use of. Okay, if they ask you what is this length, okay, but it turns out they never ask you, so you don't have to use. So I just gave you some idea how you can find out this one if you are asked to. But in this question, you are not asked to. So what you just do is you just take 1.07 over 3.57. Length ratio must be the same, right? So question mark over 6. So how do you get question mark? So like I say, just now you need to times 181 over 119, right? To get 6. So do the same thing, 1.07 times 181 over 119. So what's the question mark? 107 times 181, 119. Can you give me the answer? One decimal places.
Okay. 20 over 26 over 7.
Do 6 over 7. No, give me a one decimal.
Side.
Do and 6 over 7. Give me a one decimal places. 2 point.
Round up. Round up to what?
Round to one decimal places.
2.9.
2.9.
2.9.
Wow, this guy is so tall. Something's not right. Let me double check with this calculator. My phone calculator. So this is 1.07 divided by 3.57. No, 6 divided by 6 divided by 0.
Okay.
Pardon?
Okay. No, not you, my cat. Okay, what are you doing?
Okay. So you get 6 divided by 3.57. Okay, then you times the 1.07. No, I get 1.79. Never mind, let me. Can you help me out? 6 divided by 3.57 first?
6 divided by what?
3.57.
200 over 119.
200 over 119. Okay, good. So 200 over 119. Okay, good. So your job is to do this. 1.07 times 200 over 119. That's your question mark. 1.07 times 200 over 119. So what's the answer?
Two at the side, 6 out of 7.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. 2 and hello, are you still there?
2 and 6 out of 7.
Cannot be there. It's 1.79.
Yes.
Can you double check with your calculator?
Sorry.
1.07 times 200 over 119.
1 at the side, 9 out of 95 out of 119.
Correct. And then to one decimal places. 1.8. 1.8. Correct. Okay, 1.8 makes sense. Okay, if you get 2.9 doesn't make sense. How can a person, I mean, I don't know the tallest person around, I think is a 2 meter plus. Okay, just now you get what, 2.9, then it's like quite questionable. Right? That's why I can, so sometimes you get some unreasonable answer, then you have to double check. Right? But this is the concept. Make use of the length ratio. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. This one. Once again, A in terms of B. So that means make A the subject. How to make A the subject? So that means A equals to something. How do you get A equals to something from this thing? Any idea?
A equals to something.
Have you learned this
move,
cross multiplication?
yeah. Move 4 minus A to B there.
Correct. So it's 4 minus A times the B. This is called cross multiplication. Okay, of course, then you expand it. So it's 4B minus AB equals to 2A plus B. I mean plus 3. And then after that, you just move all the A together and then the non-A to one side. So I see the A here. I see the A here. So I decide to move this to this side. And then this is non-A. Then I move to the other side. So I get 4B minus my 3 because, okay, this is plus 3. You move it over, becomes minus 3. So 2A is I just copy down. So I move the minus AB from this side to the other side, minus becomes plus. So that's it. So I take out the A, I get 2 plus B. And then after that, my A is equal to 4B minus 3 over 2 plus B. This is the answer for part A. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Good. Now, we need to do for this part. Okay, what is the meaning of this? C is equal to cube root. So if you see cube root, what are you going to do? What is the opposite of cube root? Opposite of cube root. What's the opposite of cube root is?
The cube root
Is cube.
cube root.
No,
okay.
It's cube. Opposite of cube root is cube. Something to the power of 3. Opposite of square root is square. Something square. This is not 0. This is not 0. This is something square. So if you see cube root, what you need to do, cube both sides. Cube this. So you get c to the power of 3. Cube root and cube cancel each other. That means this one cancel with this. So you end up with 3 minus a over 4. So continue. So you have, so can you see the a is here? So if the a is here, you don't move the a, you move the 3. So it's C3 minus 3 equals to minus a over 4. So can you see, you have a negative 1 here, you divide by negative 1, you divide by negative 1 here, you divide by negative 1 here, you end up with 3 minus c to the power of 3 equals to a over 4. Then you just cross multiply. So 4 to this side, so it's 4, 3 minus c cubed equals to a. So 4 times 3, 12. 4 times this, 4c cubed equals to 8. So that's the answer. So a is equal to 12 minus 4c cubed. So I just bring the a to the left hand side. So this is the answer. So far so good? So remember, the opposite of cube root is cube. So you have to get rid of the cube root here. You have to get rid of the cube root here. Okay. So you get rid of the cube root by cube both sides. Okay. So once you cube both sides, you end up with this step. Then after that, then you just do the normal way. Cross multiply, move things around. So this is the part B also done. Part C. Part C is the one. B in terms of C. So now A is equal to this. A is also equal to this. So what they want you to do is you just have to take this right hand side equals to this right hand side. You see, A is equal to this, A is also equal to this. So 12 minus 4C cubed is equal to 4B minus 3, 2B, 2 plus B. So this part is equal to this part. Why? Because both are A. So that's why you can equate these two. So I have just done that. So far, so good. So now they say what? They say must make express B. So that means you need to get this into B equals to something. I'm going to do it on PowerPoint. So number one step, cross multiply. So 2 plus B. Oh, no need. Oh, yes, I need. Okay. Hey, sorry. Then open the bracket. 2 times 12, 24, minus 8C cubed plus below 12B minus 4BC cubed. 4B minus 2. Okay. So I see B is here. I see B is here. I see B is here. So I need to park all the B one side. Then the non-B the other side. So I've decided to move the minus 3 to this side. So this one remains. So 24 minus 8C cubed. I decided to move the minus 3 over. Minus 3 move over become plus 3. Okay. Then the 4B just copy down. I've decided to move this thing and this thing over. So plus 12B becomes minus 12B. Minus 4BC cubed becomes plus 4BC cubed. So this will be minus 8B plus 4BC cubed. And this one is just 24 plus 3 is 27 plus, no, minus. So can you see that your B is B? I mean, you have the B here. So just take out B. You end up with 4C cubed minus 8. Then 27 minus 8C cubed. Okay, so just B is equal to 27 minus 8C cubed over 4C cubed minus 8. That's it. That's the answer. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. This is called algebraic manipulation. Meaning you have to do cross multiplication, move things around, and factorize and all those things. Okay. Next. Over here, part C and part D. All right. You have circle. Okay, this is a very, very common question, part C. Question 7. Okay, let me just make use of what you have done. Then how do I make it smaller? Okay, let me just make use of what you have done. I move this entire question to PowerPoint. This is a very common question, by the way. If you can do this, I think you can score 8 marks already. Imagine 100 marks, 8 marks because of this question, a lot of marks. Right? Let me double check the marks for this question. Yeah, here. 2, 2, 2, 7. 7. Total 7 marks. So if you can manage, then you can do this question. I mean, you can score 7 out of 100. Okay, let me look at the part 1 and part 2. So a small tab, pause out. So you have a barrel. Of wine. And then this barrel is 240 liter. And a small tab pours out. So there is a tab out. X liter per minute. So it's X liter per minute. Okay. So write down in the number of minutes it takes. So it's 240 divided by this X. Okay, good. And this is 240 divided by x plus 2. Okay, good. Can I ask you, which one takes longer? So this is, what do you think? This is tab A. This is tab B. Okay, this is a larger tab, so I just call it tab L. Denote larger tab, right? Then this is the tab small. So which one drains the barrel faster?
Drains the narrow faster.
Which one will drain the barrel faster?
The bigger one.
Yes. So when you have decided the tab L, right? I mean the larger tab will actually drain the barrel faster. The time taken is faster means what? Time is shorter. Yeah, time is shorter. So the time is shorter. So that means this is the time. So this time is shorter. This time is longer. So that means which one is bigger? So 240 over x is bigger. Then this is smaller. Because the time is shorter, so therefore the time has to be smaller, right? So therefore, they say what? It takes 10 minutes longer to empty. So that means, how do you form an equation? So you need to take the bigger one minus the smaller one. I mean the time. You need to take the bigger time minus the smaller time. Okay? Larger tab, smaller time. Smaller tab, bigger time. So in order to form the equation 10 minutes longer, you need to take the bigger time minus the smaller time. So you just have to take the bigger time minus the smaller time. Then you equate it to 10 minutes. Okay, so this is part C. Okay, but of course, they ask you to simplify to this. Okay, how do you simplify to this? Okay, from here. Any idea? So you have two fractions, right? You need to combine the two fractions. You see, you have your two fractions. So your first step is combine these two fractions. So the technique of combining these two fractions is algebraic manipulation. So what you do, you just do this. So x plus 2, x plus 2. Because the first term, right? The first term here does not have the x plus 2. So you have to include the x plus 2 top and bottom. Then over here, this one, the second term, it doesn't have the x. It doesn't have the x. So therefore you need to times the x both top and below. Okay. So then you can combine these two fractions. Okay. So this is the technique.
Okay.
Have you learned this technique before?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay, let me just give you a simple example. Let's say if you have AB and then you have this BA. So how do you combine these two fractions together? So to combine these two fractions, you have to make the denominator the same. So how do you make the denominator the same? Number one, the denominator has a B. Okay, this one, the denominator has an A. So what is the difference between these two is you need to have an A here and then you need to have a B here, so that this first fraction you will get A squared above and then you get AB below. The second fraction you will get B squared above and you get AB below. Can you see that now they have the same denominator? Once you have the same denominator, you can just add them together. So this is the answer. Okay? So similarly, if we make use of the concept of make the denominator the same, right? For this, can you see that this 240 divided by x compared to the 240 divided by the x plus 2, the first one, it should include the x plus 2 top and bottom. And then for the second term, you should include the x top and bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Then you will have the same denominator. I'm going to show you. So 240 x plus 2. I mean, this is a times, then this will be x plus 2. Then minus 240 x. This is a times. Then this will be x plus 2. Okay, good. So I hope you realize that the same denominator already. Right. So once they have the same denominator, you can combine. So above, open up 240x plus 480 minus 240x. So I hope that you see 240x here minus 240x here, so you can cancel these two. So you simply end up with 480 above, below is x plus 2 times 10. And then once equal to 10. So once you have this, just cross multiply. 480 times 1, 480, 10x plus 2. Open up 10x squared, open up 20x. Move everything to one side, so you end up with 10x squared plus 20x minus 480 equals to 0. So this is what you will end up with. But of course, you can simplify further, because can you see you have a 0 here, you have a 0 here, you have a 0 here. So you can actually simplify until you will get this.
Okay.
Is this the question? Let's compare. Yes. X squared plus 2x minus 248. Okay. X squared plus 2x minus 48. X squared plus 2x minus 48. Yeah. X squared plus 2x minus 48. Correct. Okay. So once you have this, can you recognize this? First term, second term, third term. So what are you going to do to this? 3 terms. What are you going to do to 3 terms? X squared plus 2x minus 48 equals to 0. How do you solve this? What's the method?
Split the x.
Correct. That's called factorization method. Very good. Okay. So remember, once you have 3 terms, factorization method. How do you get x squared? Xx. How do you get minus 48? Like I say, there is only one combination that can give you plus 2x. Okay. And the combination is plus 8 and 2, minus 6. Okay. So and then you will get this equals to 0. And then you get this equals to 0. And then you end up with 2 answers. So x equals to minus 8. And then x equals to 6. And then of course you need to read the question. Okay, the question says, okay, part D, solve. Okay, I solved already. X equals to minus 8 and x equals to 6. Okay. And then they say from D, which answer is rejected and why? So how when there is 2 values? So how then do you need to reject this? Do you need to reject one of these answer? What do you think? What do you think? Do we need to reject them?
Yes.
Why? Okay, then you reject which one?
Which one do I reject?
This question we are talking about what? Time, right?
What if I don't reject both?
Oh, you want to reject both? Okay, so okay.
What if I don't reject both?
Okay, so in fact, I'm going to explain to you. This question is about time, right? The tab takes how much time, right? So the question is about time. So can I ask, does it make sense if you say it takes negative 8 minutes? It takes negative 2 minutes. Okay, can time be a negative number?
No.
Yeah. So if time cannot be a negative number, then you probably want to look at which one you need to reject.
Oh, I see.
So in fact, your part A, right? If I'm not wrong, your part A is for 240 over X, and then your part B is 240 X plus 2. So you just sub in, no? You can sub in. If you sub in, okay, I have two answers, right? X equals to -8 and X equals to 6. So let me sub in the X equals to -8 first. So you sub in this X is equal to -8. So you are going to get -30. So it means you are going to take -30 minutes. Does it make sense or not?
Doesn't make sense at all.
Does it make sense? Part A, it takes -30 minutes to finish draining the barrel. No. So therefore, because time cannot be negative, so you reject. So you reject this -8 because time cannot be. So basically, if you have these two answers, let me say or X equal to 6, so you just reject X equals to -8 because time cannot be negative. That's the reason.
Okay.
All right. Then the only answer is X equal to 6. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, you don't reject negative number because they are negative. Okay. You reject because you have a reason. So can I ask, if we are talking about temperature, and then your answer is X equals to -1, X equals to 1. Do you need to reject any of this? Reject? Do you need to reject any of this? Why not?
Because temperature can be negative.
Correct. So temperature can negative, so you don't reject at all. Okay, so you keep the two answers. But in this question, we are talking about time, right? So your time cannot be negative. So reject X equals to -8 because time cannot be negative. So whenever you reject anything, you have to have a reason. You have to have a valid reason. So this is your valid reason here. Time cannot be negative. Understand?
Okay.
Good. So from find the time taken, you mean to empty the barrel using the small tap. So using the small tap is this. So it's 240 divided by 6. So it's 40 minutes. So that's how you can score 7 out of 7. Okay.
Okay.
But of course, I would say maybe not very difficult, but the hard part is this part. How you make the denominator the same. So in fact, if you have practiced enough, right? If they give you just, let's say they give you this.
Okay.
So if they ask you to find out this, okay? So can you see that this and this, the denominator is not the same? X plus 2 is different from X, right? So how do you get the same denominator? So you do this. So you realize that this X plus 2, this is X. So X plus 2 is different from X. So you have to times X so that you make it the same for the first denominator. I mean, for the first fraction. And then if what you do to the second fraction, you already have an X in the denominator. So you need to make it the same. So you need to have an X plus 2.
Okay.
So once you have the same denominator, then you can actually solve this. So this will end up with X squared. So I'm giving you another example. Now over here, you end up with bx plus 2b. Then this is the same denominator, right? Then you just end up with the same denominator, and then you combine the above. Combine the above is this. So it's x squared plus bx plus 2b equals to 10. And once you reach this step, you just do cross multiplication. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you get this step, once you combine them together already, you just do cross multiplication. And once you do cross multiplication, you just hold on, let me just drag it to my this PowerPoint. So once you get this, just do the cross multiplication. So this thing times 1, so end up with this thing. then this 10 times this thing, you get 10x, x plus 2. They just solve it accordingly. Okay, I'm not going to continue from here, but just to show you how you can continue. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So let me see. So of course, this is a piece of, you need to do this on a piece of graph paper. So you need to have a graph paper. Okay, how come these two are, is these two the same? Same. Question 8, question 8, yeah. So this question and this question is the same question now. So how you do this question, you need to sketch out. So if you have technology, so you can actually sketch this out very fast by going to decimals. So I just key this in, then you get the answer very fast. But if you don't have technology, how you sketch this out if you don't have technology?
The paper version.
Sorry?
Paper version.
Correct. So let me just get this out just to give you a sense what you need to do to sketch. So if you have technology, you can sketch out this very fast, right? So if you don't have technology, so you need to use a graph paper, okay? So similar to something like this. Let me just, so this is an x-axis. And of course you need a y-axis. Let me just demo to you. Right? And then of course, then you need to draw your you need to draw your scale, like this is 1 cm, you know, I mean 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, and this is -1, -2, -3, and this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Okay. So once you have this scale already, you just plot the point. So you have a -2, then -11. So you have -2, -2 is here. So you need to go to -11. So looks like I need to extend a lot, right? So looks like the scale is not good. So I need to -2, -4, -6, -8, -10, then -12, -11 is somewhere here. So this is my first point. So this point is my this point. Okay, then 0, 7, 0, and then 7. So this is 2, this is 4, this is 6, this is 8. 0, 7 is here. Okay. Then this is -1 and 0. -1. -1 is here. 0 is here. Okay. So then this is 1 and 16. 1 and 16. This is 10. This is 12. This is 14. This is 16. So 1 and 16 is above here. 2 and 9. 2 and 9 is here. Then 3 and 50. 3 and 58. I think one of your answer is wrong. Okay, so you better so over here, let's double check. This is -2 times 9. This is 15 plus 7. So this is -18. This is -3 plus 7. Should be 4 lah. All right, so it's 3 and 4. Then this is 4 and -5. 4 and -5. And once you have all these points already, you just join them up. So this is not a very good sketch, because I'm using freehand plus all the scale is not very good, but I just want to give you the shape. Okay, this is how it should look like. I think one of the points I think you have more mistakes than I realize. I'm not sure whether this is 16. Let's sub in again. So this is 1. So you have -2 plus 5 plus 7. So this is 3. This is 7. So it's 10. It should be 10, not 16. So this point is also wrong. So 1 is 10, which is here. So this point is not right. So this one looks better. Yeah, this is the curve. Right? This is the y equals to, what's the question? Minus 2x plus 5x minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 7. You compare this to this from decimals. So let me just get this out. Of course, decimals is going to be much better, but I am constrained by the, okay, I'm constrained by all the tools that I have, right? But yeah, so the highest point is 10, the highest point is 10. Can you see? The highest point is 10, the highest point is 10. And then of course, this point is, it hit the y-axis at 7, it hit the y-axis at 7, okay? And then of course, they hit the x-axis at 2 point, it hit the x-axis at 2 point, all right? Yeah, so these are the important points. Then that is how you can continue to answer the question, okay? So you have made a mistake, so it's 10 and 4. And then over here, it says what? Use your graph to estimate the value of x for which the value of y is maximum. Value of y is maximum, this point.
Okay.
Here. So if you go to, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 2. So here is in between. So I guess this point is 1. X equals to 1 when y equals to 10. So I have answered this part C already. The value of x when y is maximum, so that x equals to 1. This is the max point. Okay? Okay. So in fact, correct. X is equal to 1 when y equals to 10. And this is the max point. So the decimals graph and even this freehand graph, they both point to the same point and they both have the same answer for part C. Using the graph, you state the two roots of the roots. You see roots again. So roots means the two x intersection point. So if I read the decimals, this point will be -1, x equals to -1. And then this point will be, this is 2, this is 4, it will be 3 point something. Okay, 3 point, maybe 7 or 8. Okay, estimate. So similarly, yeah, this point is x equals to -1, my freehand. This is, yeah, between 3 to 4. Yeah, so it's 3 point, over here, I think it's 3.5. Okay, slightly off, but about there. That's how you state the two roots. Then without the use of this, give an alternate method to solve this equation. How do you solve this equation? First term, second term, third term, how do you solve? Factorization.
Okay.
Yeah, right? So they keep testing you this factorization method. They keep testing you first term, second term, third. So this is equal to 0. Yeah, so I just need to equate it to 0. How do you get -2x squared? Minus x and -2. So how do you get 5x? Okay, there is only one possibility, which is -7 and +1. Okay, test it out. So this one equals to 0. This will give you x equals to 1. Right? Sorry. Then this equals to 0. Then this will give you x equals to 3.5. So these are the two answers. X equals to -1, sorry. Okay. X equals to 1 and 3.5. Did I make any mistake? Let me see. No, there is no mistake. Yeah. Okay, 1 and 3.5. So let's compare the answer to the graph answer. Yep, it should be -1. So did I make any mistake here? Let me see. Oh, I made a mistake here. It's not minus x, it's minus 2x. This is plus x. Because plus x times minus 2x, then only you get minus 2x squared. So instead of plus x, instead of minus x, it should be plus x. So x plus 1 equals 0. So x is equal to -1. Yeah. Okay. So in fact, you can verify your answer on the spot and correct it on the spot. So the two answers, one of them is x minus 1, x is equal to 3.5. Then you compare to the graph answer. We get the same answer, by the way. So let me just copy this over. X equals to -1 and then x equals to 3.5. So you compare to the graph one. Okay, this is my sketch one. This point is x equals to -1. Then this is x equals to 3.5. Can you see? They are the same, right? X minus 1, x minus 1, x 3.5, x 3.5. This is my freehand. This is Desmos. Desmos is x equals to -1, x equals to 3.7. Yeah, close. All right. So that's how you can actually figure out this. So it looks to me, this set 2, they keep testing you the concept of factorization for the 3 terms question. You realize that?
Yeah.
So the more you need to practice this factorization method. Okay? Okay, Ken? Okay, good. So yeah, so we are finished. We can conclude today. Any other question for me?
Not really.
So if not, then next week. So next week homework will be AMK, is it? Which one you haven't done yet?
Yeah, AMK.
AMK. So yeah, so next week you will do AMK. Then we will have a lesson on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, we can conclude the day and then thank you so much and bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.